of white people tend to be successful, and listen, this is very controversial, right? Why they tend to be successful in certain areas is because they start camping at a young age. And this guy told me, he says, I bought my kids tents when they were 4 because it was their first sign of home ownership. It blew my mind because they were like, the minute they were 4, they owned something of their own. So they understood the difference between their room in the house was my house. The tent was their house. And so they start building their equipment and building all of the little things that they want over their life. And it's something that's a constant. You always get camping gear and stuff like that until, like, even when you're grown up, you get your first car, you put your camping gear in the car, then you get a 4x4. Before you know it, you're driving a cruiser. Now you're moving onto the farm and you can live out on the farm while you're building. And you know what? It just literally blew my mind. So I thought I wanted to share with everybody, like, about camping. So I'm going to give you a link at the end, which will explain this stuff even further. I'm even adding a whole section onto my website. So first, let's talk about camping types, right? So there's camping. Then there's glamping. These are two different things, right? So camping is more your adventure type thing where you're sleeping on the floor. There's different levels to it. So you can glamp, which is having your camp look much better like a hotel on the inside. So you can actually add any kind of modern conveniences that you want to put in a glamping setup. Your own toilet, your own shower, your own bed, your own linens. It just depends. The sky's the limit. Then you can also do the motorhomes. So you can actually have a vehicle that's set up with a whole bedroom and whatever. Typically, people call them caravans. The ones that move on their own are called motorhomes. So they can be anything from a small caravan to a big bus, which is an RV, a recreational vehicle, so people can actually get those. Then there's also the luxury camping, where you can go like into Wange National Park. We were talking about that last week. We were saying, you can pay $1,000 a night to stay in a tent. Because really, staying in a tent is just a psychological thing. The walls are not bricks, right? That's the only difference, right? But you can have everything that you'd get in a hotel in a camp. It's more about the experience. So let's talk now about the camping gear. So you're thinking of getting to start camping. What do you need? So the first thing you need is to get yourself a tent. The tents are varying in price and size. We'll go through the prices in a bit. But you can get any type of tent. You can get your solar chargers, your lights, lots of lights. So when you're talking about solar chargers, there are now these little briefcase packs that you can carry that are like 2.4 kVA or whatever it is that you can buy, or you can buy even smaller ones. You need lots of lights. I think if you buy a lot of these, like from these Chinese shops, these little, fairy lights and, because the more light you have, the better. And we'll talk about the fears a bit later. A gas stove, very important. So one plate will be great. We'll go through some recipes of stuff you can do on one plate.
Great.
Binoculars are going to be great because you need to see stuff that's around you. You're going to be hiking. You're going to be looking at stuff. A whistle is also very important because for emergency purposes. Let's say like you bump into a Dynamo supporter while you're in the bush. You need all the protection you can get.
Oh my goodness.
Just kidding. To Dynamo supporters. Anyway, so so you need a whistle. You can also get a composting toilet. So what is a composting toilet? Basically, it's like a bucket system with a toilet seat on it. And so you do your business and then you cover it with sand and then you dispose of the thing. So there's disposable bags.
So you move around with a toilet seat?
Yes, with a toilet seat with a bucket attached, but it has a disposable bag, and that bag is biodegradable. So anywhere in the bush, basically, you can just do your business. You don't have to use pit latrines. That's why I always say when people go to the village, you don't have to use a pit latrine. You can use a proper toilet seat. You build up, there's a little type of tent that you can get, which is usually like a camping shower. You put that around where that toilet is. You do your business. You close up the plastic bag, right? And then you dispose of it in the ground. And it's quite cool to use. Then bug spray is obviously going to be important for you to have your mosquito repellent. And also you need to get camping books for dummies because you need to know what to do in different situations. That will kind of be your Bible when you're in the bush, is to have like some kind of camping book. So now people are thinking it's going to be expensive to buy the gear, right?
Yeah,
but
you that, this and that.
So there are places where you can rent the gear, right? Or you can borrow. So renting the gear could be like, if you're a group of friends, contact what we call an overlanding company. These overlanding companies are these companies that have, these big, have you seen these big trucks? They look like, they're not buses, they're big trucks, but people sit in the tourists move around in them, like across the country. In those cars, there is tents in there and all the camping equipment you will ever need. And most of them actually charge between 300 and 600 US dollars per day to hire the truck. That's before the driver cost. So imagine there's 20 of you and you're hiring this at $400 a day. So it's actually going to be cheap. So you can go park in any recreational park anywhere, or you can borrow. So get yourself a nice white friend, because they have the most camping equipment. Like I've tried with my black friends, guys. I'm sorry to, but a lot of my white friends are the ones who have camping equipment, and you can borrow.
Steve, hey,
Yeah,
Steve.
exactly. You're like, hey, what's up? Yeah. So everyone, go to Steve's office now. He might have a tent for you.
Yeah.
Right. So, but where can you buy stuff? So most of the big supermarkets actually now have lots of camping equipment. I won't mention them by name, but some of the big, supermarket brands have. You can look at specialty camping stores. So if you go to some of the malls, like in your Borrowdale sort of areas and so on, you will get. And then also in town, they're now selling a lot of like from these Chinese sort of shops as well. If you go online,
so affordable.
Yeah, you see the camping equipment there, and it's like really cheap. And I highly recommend that you invest in the cheaper camping equipment first before you start going high end.
Yeah.
Because you can use it for once off, but you'll find that it will last maybe 3 or 4 different camps. Then, like I said, we've already mentioned the overland companies, right? But where to camp now, right?
Where to camp?
Yeah, where to camp? Where are the places where you can camp? Number one place where you can camp is your own backyard. That's where you must actually, I'll go through the tips and tricks, but camp in your own backyard. Like choose a night where you and the family, once a month, just go into the backyard and you spend the weekend.
Yeah, it is so cool.
Yeah, and I'll show you the things that you can eat and do.
I'm so gonna do that, Carl.
No, absolutely. That's why you get your camping stripes and you get to learn how to. You'll be shocked that you're going to eat a moto. Do you know what I mean? You're unable to do that, but it's such a good family thing that you can do. And the second place which will surprise you, kumusha kwenyu. Deliberately go kumusha kwenyu to go and camp. Take your tents there. Don't go because there's a funeral. Don't go because paruku go anumbi. Just go on a random Wednesday and go and camp like for 2 days in the village.
I need to do that, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The third place that you can go is go to someone else's village. So now make it a thing that you've gone to your village, then go to someone else's village. Go when there's a festival, go kana kuchino bikwa doro, go kana kuchino itwa jit, and go and experience another culture. So if you've got a Ndebele friend, go to a Ndebele village. If you've got a Karanga friend, go to a Karanga village. And then actually go and experience all the different cultures while camping. And remember, you don't have to sleep in a tent. Ukarari sama seats, my back seats and yako. You can actually fit a single bed in the back. So you can actually sleep in the back of your car. So like if you go with friends, if you go as couples, if you take your car, if you take like maybe like an aqua or whatever, right? Honoraris at the back seats and then put a mattress on there. You'll be sleeping in a slopey sort of way, but it's actually adequate for you to get a good night's rest. Then the other places obviously are going to be your national parks. National parks are all around the country. So every border of the country has some kind of national park. But there's also recreational parks. So recreational parks are kind of like the camping light or, of the national parks. They're not like, it's not like there's wild animals there. There's usually not a lot of like the lions and that kind of, it's just like water bugs. So it's going to be, impalas that are there, right? And then also you can camp in other people's homes. So people who have like nice farms or nice homes, you can actually ask them if you can camp, and then you use the bathrooms in their own houses.
You don't have to carry your own.
No, you don't. You don't have to.
Biodegradable.
Exactly. No, you won't have to do. You won't have to go that level. And that's
Should
very.
we wait for summer though? I'm thinking the weather.
Yes, yeah. So weather is a very big, contributor to what kind of decisions you make when you're going camping. But having said that, at the same time, there's nothing as refreshing as So my wife and I lived in a tent for a year, and we moved. Yeah, we moved out of rented accommodation right at the peak of my comedy actually, and then went and lived in a tent in Victoria Falls.
Do you document that somewhere?
Yeah, we did. So we had
videos.
We had this whole YouTube channel. Where we were sharing our daily experiences, even when it rained. So particularly that, like our tent flooded, But it was, I think for me and my wife, it was a very good team building exercise for us.
Wow.
We learned a lot about each other, especially the whole idea that at night, kuperekedzana ku toilet was a very good team building thing. Where, you know, sometimes you take for granted that your partner just wakes up in the evening, goes to the toilet. This time, and then you actually have to go and you have to wait, and then when it's your turn, and then you know, that kind of thing. So
is it on your channel? I need to look.
Yeah. So if you go on Carl Joshua Ncube TV, or if you look for Alternative Home Sweet Home, that's when we actually started this journey. You know, staying in a tent.
Okay.
So yeah. So how do you plan like your camping trip, which is important? WhatsApp groups, guys. I believe in WhatsApp groups. WhatsApp groups are very important. Once you set up a WhatsApp group, then get yourselves a prepaid card from your local bank. Prepaid like Visa card or something, where people start making their contributions and putting that money on the card. The card can be kept in a secret place. So the person who's got the pin for the card is different to the person keeping the card. So you go and deposit the money into the prepaid card over the year, and then whatever balance you guys have is what your budget for camping is going to be. Then also have a prepaid fuel card. So go to one of the fuel companies that have a prepaid card, and then you can put your money for fuel, because driving around is going to be important. Then you're going to create a camping cash club. So rather than do my groceries, you're going to do a cash club where people are going to buy equipment for each other, or you're going to buy equipment as a group that you lend out to each other. So my family can use the equipment to go camping. The next time your family can use the same equipment. So creates that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then research is also going to be important. So camping food, right? So I'm going to whiz through this camping food. So the important thing is that, number one, braai. That's the best thing that you can do in a camping trip. But you need to learn one pot recipes. So like if you go onto any of my platforms, I've got lots
recipes.
of one pot. So you don't want to be doing sadza nyama nemuri, or you want to be doing a dish that, you know, dishes that can all be done in one pot. So things like ana ifirids, for example, are very good. Or you can do like your pasta dishes, potato dishes with all of your vegetables and everything in one. Your oxtails, those are good. There's also the churrasco method of doing a braai, which is to get big slabs of beef and then hang them over the fire, and then people slice as the meat is getting done. So during the day, you guys can actually enjoy just slicing of meat and enjoying it as, you know, you get a nice big slab. So you get what's called a picanha cut, which is like a fat capped steak, which is very soft and tender. And then you can do that over the fire. Or you can do on a stick recipes. So someone who knows how to make bread, they should make bread dough. Then you take the bread dough and then you wrap it around a stick and then hang it over the fire. And then you can just have your bread off the fire. But that bread can be stuffed with cheese. It can be stuffed with garlic. This gymming of yours is because once I finish.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And then make pre-mixed cocktails. Just make pre-mixed cocktails while you're at home, and then you can assemble them on site, like with your garnishes and that kind of thing. And what's most important, pre-cut everything, right? Pre-cut everything so that when you get onto the campsite, you're doing stuff like foil-packed dinners where you put, let's say, like a fish, right? What I recommend is, like, if you take your kariba bream, do you know that you can put your seasoning on the bream, like on the inside cavity, but don't take off the scales. Then put it in foil and put it directly onto the fire, and then put coals on top. So as the scales burn, when you open up the fish, you can actually just peel off that skin, then pour your lemon butter garlic over it. So you don't have to worry, it's a tinga fish, we now need to scale the fish. You know, usually, like I said, ladies don't like to be taken on these trips because we know So, you know, recommend your guys must come and learn from Carl how to cook, so that they can show off these amazing camping skills that they can do. So what kind of activities can you do when you're camping? Play cards, campfire stories. So talk about my stories. Like tell these scary things. Those are good. Drinking games, obviously, if you're over 18, you can do that. Stargazing is important. Cooking competitions, like a MasterChef competition, challenge each other. Hiking is going to be important. There's also places where you can do scavenger hunts. So there are people have done around the world is to geotag some gifts in places. So how geotagging works is that, let's say someone will set up a number of different things that you can only find by location. following a number of different clues. So you don't take the things, you just take it and then you put it back to show that you've found it, right? So these scavenger hunts are very cool because there's a lot of interesting things hidden around the world. Just look up geotagging online and you'll see how many things are hidden around the world that they may have been in locations you've seen. So people sort of hide things and then they put a geotag on the internet so that people can come and find those things.
Wait,
So
that's so.
yeah, so you can even hide some things as well and add to the community. Yeah, so you can also do tent building. So just as an activity, people can link up to learn how to build. So each person can come with a different type of tent, so you guys can learn how to like assemble and put together those kind of tents. And my favorite, of course, is camp karaoke. I love singing by the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh man, you just download all your YouTube videos with the lyrics, and then people just sing in front of a campfire with no music. It's like amazing because I'm tone deaf, so I don't know how to sing. And so let's talk about some of the fears, right? Wild animals like lions, scorpions, using the
Imagine with
toilet
just
in the
sleeping,
bush.
You're like, yo,
Yes.
what's that?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
what I recommend is camp according to your fear, right? And what I mean is that if you're scared of a lot of things, then just camp in your backyard.
Okay.
Do that in your backyard. Do camps at schools, actual school grounds. So let's say put together parents of a particular school, talk to the head and say we'd like to do a family camp out at the school. So you can make it a big community thing. Camp in larger groups if you're scared. Things that you should look out for. Always shake your shoes before you put them on. Because like I remember doing an interview with Star FM while I was in the village. And I remembered that night. So I'm doing the interview while I'm sitting in my toilet, my outdoor toilet.
Oh.
And then I look,
yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
Then I look down, and then I see scorpions all over the floor. And then I had to do the whole interview, Makumbaru Mdenga, and I couldn't let on radio, Kuti, guys.
And you
I might
calm.
die. I wasn't calm. My voice pitched so much higher than normal. So yeah.
Like, are you
And I'm
okay?
the toilet.
Like,
I'm
oh,
straight.
yeah, I'm good.
Guys, the number of Star FM interviews I've done in the toilet, guys. My acoustics are terrible. I don't know to tease also in the toilet one watch tear around radio because you don't want to do the feedback thing. Because everyone is listening in the house, you for in more bathroom. Guys. Good acoustics for your interviews.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so think about stuff like going to campsites. Always check, are there monkeys, are there stuff like mongooses, are there snakes, right? Again, so that you can camp according to your fears. So if you know that there's snakes in an area, you might want to use a lot of there's old wives' tales, like if you pour engine oil around your campsite, then snakes are hypersensitive to that, so they don't come into your camp area. Knowing how to clear your camp area and just knowing your different areas, that's always going to be very important because safety is paramount and safety is key. So depending on the level of your fear, and that's the kind of camping that you should do. And then most importantly, when you're camping, always have white friends with you because that's all. They always have good knowledge. But now, because like a lot of my white friends also talk me into doing some really dumb stuff.
Hey.
Yeah, like you jumping off the top of some boat into the Caribbean.
Let's do it, man.
Yeah, let's do it. It's rad, man. It's just like, and they always started by saying some kind of prayer in the beginning to make people like, Tosi tiripano tirima commercial farmers. Gati namate, Mori baba tukumbiro simbari kujamba muruizi. Those kind of things. So
and then you take along.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, Carl,
Yeah.
thank you so much. There you have it. Camping. Let's try it out. For those who want to get in touch.
Yes. So, guys, if you hit me up on WhatsApp, 0774-280-810, and just type camping, and then I will share with you all the information that you need to know.
Wonderful. There you have it. Galaxy Travel with Carl Joshua Ncube. We do this again next week, same time. We're also live on Facebook. You can go watch and share with someone as well. Taking our time to 11 o'clock. Star FM's time for the news.